Tim Pickens, who is a commercial space advisor, also chief propulsion engineer for Dynetics, one of the companies here in Huntsville. There is an organization called Rocket City Space Pioneers. And Tim, this is really, who all is in this? Let's kind of explain how that works. Okay. Because it's a collection of like companies that are basically pushing this community forward in this competition.
Well, that's correct. What you have here is our team is, and I'm the team leader. You were talking earlier. What's my role here? We have to have a team leader for each team. That's just the rules, and we have certain requirements. That being one of them. And basically, we have, of course, Dynetics is leading. We have Teledyne Brown Engineering here in Huntsville. And they were known for building the reaction roll system for Ares 1X, and they've built a lot of space station hardware. So here's a partner that understands flight hardware. We got Andrews Space. Andrews has done a lot of work with Marshall and helping with the Ares program, but they also have an agreement with SpaceX, which has a Falcon 9, and this rocket is the one developed by Elon Musk, who was the PayPal owner at one time and sold it, started his own rocket company. And that Falcon 9 is the one that launched a couple months ago. It's the really big rocket, that's going to be carrying space station supplies to the station, and eventually, they hope to carry people. They have a capsule to do that. So Andrews is out here representing selling payloads for that rocket. They have an agreement to do that. So here's a guy who's got access to the rocket. They've got access to selling those payloads. So they were an integral piece of our business model. If we're going to the moon and a rocket, the whole program is going to cost us $90 million. We're going to have to go sell some extra slots on that rocket. That guy's going to help us broker them. He's also very technical, and he's going to help us figure out a lot of the the communications for the getting the information up and down, and also he's doing a lot of the integration roles. We've got Draper Laboratories. These guys are the guidance and control gurus. Forever they were, we're developing guidance and controls for bombs and spacecraft. They go way back to Apollo. They really understand how to build the brains for anything that flies in free space. So these guys are doing some great things. UH Huntsville, we've got a lot of smart talent here. You've got the Propulsion Research Center here in Huntsville that we work with, and we've got a lot of good simulation guys over there who can run a lot of analysis for us and things like that. And then there's VCSI, which is a not-for-profit. They're more of a laboratory environment, and we're working a program with them right now in NASA where we've been building a lander. We've actually on our second one where we've been flying a lander at Marshall that actually has propulsion. It flies around and does a similar type touchdown for a moon simulated touchdown that we would be doing on our own mission. So a lot of these team members, Teledyne, VCSI, UH, and Draper, all these guys were all already working a lander on another program. So we've taken.
So you just kind of pulled everybody together for this competition.
It was logical to do that.
So how many? Google's putting up this $30 million prize, the X Prize. You've already had experience because you helped Dick Rattan with this other one, and you guys won that one.
That's correct.
How many units out there are like you? How many entities are you guys actually competing with worldwide?
Well, there are a total of 27 teams. In the last month and a half or two, there have been 7 new teams, I believe, and they were basically folks that went out and put a letter of intent in that we were going to join, and that allowed them to get limited press and raise their visibility. But it wasn't for us. It wasn't the kind of commitment that really meant enough for us. It was only. It represented $1,000 investment, and you got, and we really wanted to let the community know and let the prize people know that we're serious about this.
And this isn't your first rodeo.
No,
you've done this before.
Right.
So.
In fact, we had talked when we talked to the X Prize folks. They certainly knew who I was, and we knew a lot of the people there, and that really helped push a process through. In fact. Normally, it takes 60 days to process an application, and we paid the full amount. And it's expensive. It's a $50,000 entry fee.
Wow.
And
so you got to be serious.
We were serious, and and they were paid their money within hours of our decisions, and they had never had that kind of turnaround. That shows, I think, our commitment, and they turned that paperwork around not in 60 days, but in about a week.
Why is it and this is the part that fascinates me, and Huntsville's taken it on the chin a few times. You had the charges at LBJ pretty much picked NASA up and moved most of it to Houston, and obviously can't do launches here because you have a lot of you get more population, and the Cape makes more sense for or out by an ocean makes more sense for launches. But the propulsion, the brain power has stayed here, which is amazing to me. It was born here, but we still have these, and this is why I'm so fascinated by this and wanted to have you in. Why Huntsville still? And is it more of an emotional attachment, or is the brain power just drawn to being here to do this kind of stuff?
That's a good question. Clearly, back in the day, when Von Braun was here, he understood. They understood the importance of having a really good technical university. That was a paramount piece of the theme. If we don't have good people, if we're not educating people in the valley here, then the rest of it wouldn't pan out. And the team he put together and the efforts that were accomplished here, developing both not only from the Redstone all the way out through Jupiter and up through the Saturn 1 and the 5. It's there is a legacy there, but then again there was the shuttle and the shuttle engine development program, and I mean there's some smart people here in town.
I keep running into them, and I just go, wow.
there are a lot.
You guys are wow.
Okay, now that's the NASA side. Okay, now on the Army side, you've got the Missile Defense Agency out of Huntsville,
and a lot of that crosses over.
Yeah, and you've got every major system in the world that's out there being fielded or in use. It's either studied here are reverse engineered here. All of those systems that we haven't defend against, guess what?
They all
end up in Huntsville, Alabama, and we end up having to figure out how to defeat them.
All right, Tim Pickens, who is he's the team leader for this group that wants the X Prize, going to the moon and doing some stuff and having to come back. And anyway, we'll talk some more about it coming up.